We're back. Well, I'm back. Due to various scheduling reasons, Naki and I haven't been able to meet up to record this week. So it's just me. But I feel I had to make this video just for drilling of the recent balance content we've put out. So one of the ideas I use for practice and understanding skill acquisition is something I picked up from the fire service, and it's conscious competence. By that I mean, imagine you're learning to drive a car. If you don't drive a car yet, you have to pretend. But if you do drive a car, and you probably remember what it was like to first drive. When you first look at a car, you have unconscious incompetence. You don't know how that thing goes forwards. It just does. Then when you first get into the car and you get explained, right, these are the pedals, these are the gears, steering wheel, etc., then you have conscious incompetence. You know that you don't know how to drive this. Like you look at all this and go, I have no idea. I know I don't know how to drive this. Over time then you start moving things into conscious competence. You learn to drive. You learn all about the gears, the clutch. If you're in the rest of the world and not America, you learn signaling, etc. But you have to think about it to do it. And so your mind is so focused on doing that, it can't do anything else. And then eventually, once you've passed your test and you've spent a lot of time on the road, you become unconsciously competent. You can just do it. And at that point, you're capable of doing other things on the road, such as hazard awareness or playing with the GPS or whatever you need to do. Text people. So when it comes to balance and posture, I feel that that's driving the car. That is getting used to how your body should move. And it's very easy, especially when you start sparring early or you're just learning techniques, to start wanting to play with the rest of the car. Like you get a rough idea how the car moves, but you're dinking curbs and you're hitting road furniture every now and then. So what I want to do is all the stuff we've talked about recently on balance and posture. For the next week, 2 weeks, just humor me. When you're sparring, I don't want you to think about anything other than balance and posture. You're going to be consciously competent. You're going to have to think about maintaining this. So I want you to think about your connection to the ground. So we talked about the tripod and making sure you have good connection to the floor. We talked about spinal alignment. Make sure your back is just strong. Like you think of, if you want to do a lift in any way, you'd want to make sure your back was stabilized and your neck was stabilized. So it's not flexing your neck up or dropping your neck down. Just be aware of having that completely neutral, straight spine. Joint alignment, are your elbows close when you're pushing, or are they starting to flare in weird ways? Legs, are your legs tracking one another? Sometimes it might be worth having a leg spragged out in a different direction, but if I'm trying to generate forward force, I make sure my knees are like on train tracks. They are always put in the same direction, and I've rotated onto my toes. So my positioning, I'm just focusing on that. And this is the hard part, is that's going to require effort, brain power. You can't fight the other person while you're doing this. So pick someone you're on a rough level with, or maybe slightly lower than you on a skill or size basis. I don't want you to fight them. I want you to get on top. I don't want you to think about the past. If there's something naturally there, go for it. But I just want you to maintain your posture and your balance. Nothing more. I'm going back to the car analogy. I don't want you to play with the heating or the GPS or anything else. I just want you to think about what you're doing with the vehicle. Think about maintaining that. And if they try and interrupt it, which they will, they're still sparring, they're playing guard or whatever, they're going to try and mess with your alignment, they're going to try and mess with your posture, they're going to try and mess with your balance. Correct it. make sure it stays as perfect as possible. Adjust. One of the comments recently on the YouTube was the idea that skiers going down rough snow are always out of balance and they're always correcting. I like the idea that you are on top of someone, you're on rough snow and you're having to correct all the time because they are trying to mess with your posture and your balance. This is base of the tree. This is some of the most important things in jiu-jitsu, and it's going to take the most amount of time. If this helps, if you feel that, oh God, I feel really good doing this, understand that you are doing it in a conscious, competent way. So you have to keep doing it. Don't get sucked back into fighting someone, because you'd be amazed at how much you'll throw your posture and balance out the window to just start messing and fighting someone. You're not there yet. Even I, knowing this, the balance, maybe my ability to stay upright is definitely going into the unconscious competence kind of bin. I don't have to think about it, I just spring back up all the time. But my posture is definitely in a conscious competence place right now. And I'm always having to fix that before I can even get back to try and fight the other person and try and spar with them. So let me know how you feel about this. Try it in I say, either equal kind of person or maybe a lesser skilled person, because you're just learning to use the car. Doesn't matter what level you are. Black belt, 14 and a half, 15 years here, and I'm just saying now that my posture and balance needs a lot of work. It's something that you hear all the time, maintain posture and balance. Everyone says it. But I feel that for me especially, this idea of conscious competence, that I have to think about doing it before I can move it into unconscious competence, is pretty important. So do not fight the other person. Just be present, maintain your balance and posture. That's it. If you see opportunity, go for it. If not, do not push it. Like, maintain. Try and if you see head of the knees, fantastic, but don't become desperate. Maintain balance and posture no matter what they do, and slowly make your way to dominant positions. Let me know how that goes. Everyone I've kind of done privates with and really asked to do this, the feedback has been amazing. I want to see what happens if this hits the wider population. Thank you for your time. I'll see you again next week.